Hey everyone, I'm Krista Novisky, and welcome back to Best Health Positively, where we get into all sorts of topics around health, habits, and positivity. Today, though, we're getting into a topic about the gut microbiome. I'm sure you're all familiar with the term microbiome, and maybe you've got a working knowledge of the microbiome, but today we'll get into how our gut microbiome impacts our energy level. And we'll break this down because you're probably asking, what does the bacteria in my gut have to do with my energy level? And the answer is a lot, actually. Now, there's been a lot of research in the past decade, I'd say, that backs the fundamental crucial role of a healthy gut microbiome in terms of our overall health. But before it became the hot topic, I remember learning about the microbiome back as an undergrad pre-med student at BGSU. And I still remember my microbiology class, and I just found this topic to be absolutely fascinating. And little did I know that I'd be talking about it here, like more than 20 years later. So anyhow, let me just say a couple quick things here about the microbiome before we get into the specifics. And by the way, I wonder how many times I'll say the word microbiome in this episode. So when we're talking about the microbiome, we're talking about a community of trillions of microorganisms, including bacteria, viruses, etc., that normally live in and on the human body. And for purposes of this conversation, we're talking specifically about the gut microbiome, or the microbiome in your colon. And the gut microbiome has many important functions, including helping to digest food, nutrient absorption, producing vitamins like D and K, developing the immune system, regulating inflammation, and even impacting our brain chemistry, specifically mood and brain function. And while these are the common functions of the human gut microbiome, the exact nature and makeup of the microbiome is unique for each person. And that depends on personal factors like your diet, how much antibiotic that you've had over the years, your environment, genetics, etc. So that obviously that also means that food, lifestyle, drugs all have an effect on our microbiome. And as you may have guessed, unhealthy foods and habits lead to an unhealthy gut microbiome. And that means that problems arise when our microbiome becomes unhealthy or we have an imbalance of the gut microbiome, which can lead to issues like we're talking about with low energy and fatigue. But the problems can continue and become much worse, such as diabetes, depression, anxiety, obesity, IBS, allergies, depression, autoimmune disease, and the list goes on and on. But today, we're talking specifically about the health of the gut microbiome as it relates to energy, because this is a common complaint from people. They have no energy, or they're tired or fatigued all the time. So it's worth talking about how these two are tied together. So today, I want to point out 3 ways that your gut microbiome is linked to your energy level. And then we'll talk about what you can do to promote a healthier microbiome, of course. But first, 3 ways your gut microbiome is linked to your energy level. And I'm going to keep this simple and not too technical so we can then get to what we can do about it. So the 3 ways that they're linked are 1, nutrient absorption, 2, inflammation, and 3, sleep quality. Now, number 1, nutrient absorption. When you eat food, it's your microbiome that breaks the food down into usable nutrients. And of course, when the microbiome is unhealthy, food isn't broken down properly, so nutrients can't be absorbed, and there's no energy produced. So that's pretty straightforward. Number 2, inflammation. We've talked about mitochondria in other episodes here. As you might remember, mitochondria are the powerhouses of the cell. They make the energy for the cell. And when the microbiome isn't healthy, it causes inflammation, which causes problems with the mitochondria. And that means you're not producing energy properly, and then you experience fatigue. And then number 3, sleep quality. If our microbiome isn't healthy, this disrupts melatonin production, which disrupts our sleep. And you might remember that melatonin is the hormone that regulates your sleep-wake cycle. So these 3 ways should give you a clear idea of how an unhealthy microbiome in our gut can lead to problems with energy. So now let's talk about a few things we can do to promote a healthy microbiome And these are pretty basic recommendations for health, which also happen to be helpful to promote a healthy microbiome. And as always, you guys know what I'm going to say. Start with 1 or 2 and be consistent. You can always add more. But here we go. Number 1, eat a diet rich in fiber, like fruits, vegetables, legumes, whole grains, nuts, because fiber actually feeds the good bacteria in your microbiome. Number 2, eat fermented foods. These are foods like sauerkraut, kimchi, yogurt, miso, kombucha. These are just a few. There are many out there. I happen to really like sauerkraut, so that's what I use, but you do whatever works for you. Number 3, limit processed foods and sugar, which actually promote growth of harmful bacteria rather than the good bacteria. Number 4, manage your stress. We've done episodes on this too, but really try to do some things to promote rest because stress disrupts the microbiome. Number 5, get regular exercise, which promotes a healthy microbiome. 6, get optimal sleep because poor sleep throws off the microbiome balance. And then 7, get outdoors. Get out in the natural environment and get exposed to microbes, which actually promote microbial diversity and a healthier microbiome. So as I mentioned, a lot of these tips that I listed are good for health in general. So hopefully you're already doing some of these. But I hope maybe you heard a couple more that you'll focus on or add, because the microbiome really is so crucial as a foundation to good health. And as always, guys, if you have questions, please reach out. I'm happy to help if I can. And if you found this information to be helpful, will you consider sharing it with someone? Maybe someone else could benefit from it too. So thank you for being here and for listening. And I hope you'll take good care of yourself. And I'll see you here again next time.